Okay, those of you, some of you, well, I talked to you guys already. Some of the others, those of you that are in the LEAD program, I mentioned Michael earlier in this year. Michael's a very good friend of mine, nutritionist, and some of you, I've sent you the bio who Michael is. I don't want to go through that whole thing. It scared me when I read it, so I couldn't sleep last night. But I trust him with any question that I have regarding food, anything. And I was joking around with a couple of you guys earlier, but we actually, I'm serious about it. A lot of us, what we do is, when we're sitting down to eat food, we take a picture of it and we send it to him. Is this okay?
My Facebook wall is covered.
Yeah, his Facebook wall is covered with food posts and everything. Is this okay? Is this okay? That's good, that's good. Don't eat that. You're really going to regret that. You really want to have that in your system. All right, so I trust him entirely. And I asked him to come in here and talk to you guys about nutrition. I know, who was it said, like, yeah, you guys get people coming in all the time talking, so who knows, maybe this is stuff you've all heard before, maybe you get something new out of it, all right? But this is Michael Manavian.
Thanks, James. I've known James for 5 or 6 years now, I think, at least, and he's a good friend of mine, and we deal a lot with, being golf professionals, we deal a lot with golf nutrition. It's just another piece of the puzzle to try to play our best golf. So, who wants here to play bad golf? Anybody? Who really wants to stink? Anyone? Nobody? Okay. Is food important to play better golf?
Yes,
Why?
because we need good metabolism.
Okay.
You gotta be in good shape.
You gotta be in good shape. So how does food help being in good shape? Anybody? Anybody been hungry? Go ahead.
You don't get tired like quickly.
Okay. So if you're hungry, you get tired. You get irritable.
Yeah.
You get cranky. Huh? Wow. Parents? Your kids ever get tired, irritable, cranky when they haven't been fed? No, never, right? Okay, good. So, I'm going to pick on a few people around the room. You. Okay. What did you eat this morning? First thing you put in your mouth?
Eggs.
Eggs. Okay. What else did you have with the eggs? What else?
That's it.
That's it? What was your next meal of the day? There?
Lunch here.
Okay. What did you have this morning? First thing you woke up, put in your mouth. Pancakes.
Me too.
What else?
Milk.
Milk. What else?
That's it.
You.
Cereal.
Cereal. What kind of cereal?
Mini
Mini wheats. What else did you have with that?
milk.
Milk. Okay, we already have milk up there. What did you have?
I had pancakes.
Pancakes. Have it up there. You.
I honestly got out of Crunch Bar.
Crunch bar.
Too good.
What is that?
It's too good. It's candy.
Candy bar.
I have pancakes and water.
What? What did you have?
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Just coffee.
Coffee. Okay. Actually, I have no place for coffee. What did you have? Lady in the Prince?
I had egg sandwich.
Nice. So you had eggs with bread. Okay. What did you have?
Bison.
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 What else did you have with bison?
Just bison, water, and almonds.
Bison, water, and what?
Almonds.
Almonds. Okay. What did you have?
I had pancakes and orange juice.
Okay. You? Yeah.
Oh, I had eggs and orange juice.
Eggs and orange juice? James, what did you have?
I had a 4-egg omelet.
Wow.
With what?
1 glass of water, 1 glass of orange juice, and 2 cups of coffee.
Okay. If you guys notice, I put 4 categories up here. It's actually 3.5 categories. Any idea what we can name this category here? Protein, very good. What's the middle category?
Grain, wheat.
Carbohydrates.
Yes.
What's last one?
What's the third category?
Probably
Who said it?
lipid.
Fats. Yes. Lipids is the technical term, but we can use fats. Nobody really put anything in this category. Anybody have an idea what this fourth blank category is?
Sugar?
Nope. That would be under carbs. Good guess. James? If you had an omelet today and you put some spinach in it.
Oh, vegetables.
Vegetables. Good. Who
Veggies.
said vegetables? You did? Very good. So, all foods on this planet, all of them, fall into these three half categories. Proteins. What determines a protein? Animal. So it either had to have eyes or parents for it to be a protein. Right? Name a protein. You.
Me?
Yeah. What's a protein?
Chicken?
Chicken. Exactly. Why? Because it has parents and it has eyes. Right? What else is another protein?
Cow.
Cow. So beef. Right?
Steak.
Steak. Beef. Steak. Bison. Buffalo. Exactly. Name another protein.
Me?
Yes.
Sheep?
Sheep. Lamb. So you can have lamb. I don't know why you guys are laughing. Have you ever had lamb kebabs? There's a great one up the street here on, you know the place. Right to the left.
Fish.
Fish. Very good. What are some types of fish?
Salmon.
Just say it out loud.
Flounder.
Flounder. Good. What else? Tuna.
Salmon.
Tuna. Salmon.
Swordfish.
Swordfish. Cod. Very good. What was that one? Sea bass? Bass? Fish, yeah. Any other proteins you can think of?
Cheese.
Cheese. I put cheese into this category.
Yeah.
It has some protein, but it is dead, right? It's a byproduct of the cow,
Dairy.
but it's dairy, correct? But if the product has the most amount of protein, it's protein. If it has the most amount of carbohydrates, it's a carb. If it has the most amount of fats, it's a fat. So most cheeses are high in fat. Secondly, they're high in protein, but they have very little carbohydrates. So that's how we kind of classify or categorize food. Any other proteins anybody can think of? Peanut butter is a fat.
Oh. Pork.
If you look at peanut butter's ingredient list, we're going to learn food labels basically with this, so you know exactly what you're doing. The whole purpose of today is to find out what is food. If you left here today knowing what is food, how to utilize food, how to make better decisions, would that be useful for all of you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Good. So that's kind of the goal for today. Carbohydrates. Any other proteins before we move on? Yes? Pig. Absolutely. So tenderloin is a good part of the pig. Bacon is a little bit more of a fat part of the pig. But there are some lean cuts of protein. Pork loins, tenderloin really is a big one. So fish, chicken, beef, bison, chicken. That's your eggs or for chickens. That's pretty much your basic categories for proteins. Carbohydrates. What else is a carbohydrate? This has got to be easy.
Pasta.
Pasta. Very good. What else? What's that? Can't hear you. Okay. What else?
Rice.
Rice. Very good. Both wild rice, white rice, brown rice. We'll all call it rice. Yes.
French fries?
French fries. Yes. What else? Come on, guys. Carbohydrates.
Bread.
Bread. Okay. I already have bread. What's that?
Bagels.
Bagels. Yes. What else? If you go to a grocery store today, in all the aisles in the middle of the store, all you'll find is this and this. What else?
Chips.
Chips. Yes. More potatoes. Yep. What else? Now you can keep going. Pretzels. Yes.
Baked
Baked potato. What else? Come on, guys. This is interactive. Yes.
Toast.
Toast is bread burnt. Yep. What else? Any other carbohydrates you guys eat? What about fruit?
Strawberry.
All fruit. We can call fruit carbohydrates, right?
Watermelon.
Watermelon's a fruit. Yep. Things that are high in sugar, carbohydrates. Is soda a carbohydrate? What about a diet soda?
No.
Correct. Very good. Soda. All right, some fats. What are some fats? Nuts. Exactly. All nuts are fats. So what's a nut? Peanuts. Almonds. Got that. Walnuts.
Bacon.
Pistachios. What?
Bacon.
Bacon is a fat. We're talking about nuts though right now. What else is a fat?
Bacon.
Bacon is a fat. Yes. Ice cream? Ice cream is a fat. I actually have most of my players the night before a tournament eat ice cream. Because it's a tool. There's no such thing as good food or bad food. Just where are you going to use the food and how are you going to utilize it? I'm going to show you how to do that today. What else is a fat? What else is a fat? Anybody heard of an avocado? Good. What about olive oil? Olive oil. Good.
Olives.
Olives, yes. What else is a good fat?
Butter.
Butter. It's a fat. Candy. Carbohydrate.
Pizza.
Pizza is a combination of carbohydrates with cheese. Bread and cheese, right? So it's the highest part is the fat. It has more fat. Does it have any protein? Negligible. Very little bit of protein is going to come from cheese. All right, vegetables.
Spinach.
Let's go.
Broccoli.
Salad.
Salad.
Lettuce.
Lettuce. Broccoli.
Tomato.
Tomatoes are edamame.
We're going to stick to green leafy. Let me clarify.
Edamame.
Artichoke, very good.
Celery.
Celery. Oh.
Celery.
Edamame.
Mom. May.
Eggplant.
Love it.
Eggplant. What else?
Zucchini.
Zucchini, very good.
Cucumber.
Cucumber.
Pickle and vegetable.
Yep, it's cucumber. Just put in vinegar. Anything else? What else would you who eats any of this stuff?
I do.
Yeah, you guys don't mind it, do you? Good. Who loves spinach? Nice, good. All right, anything else we can add here?
Like kale.
Kale, very good.
Wow.
James, anything else?
Come on, James.
Seaweed.
Seaweed.
Okay.
So if you're getting sushi, if you're getting a salmon roll sushi, what are you getting? You're getting a fish, you're getting some rice, you're getting a vegetable. And actually getting some fats in the salmon, right? It's fatty kind of fish. Does any of this, does all this make sense? Have I said anything that's kind of confusing or doesn't make sense here? Have you ever looked at food in these 3.5 categories? No. Food pyramid doesn't quite go this way, does it? What they teach us. Okay. So now we have to find out what is the purpose for each of these things and what does it do in the body? What's the purpose for protein?
Energy.
There's energy is involved, but not the main purpose. What do you think the end purpose is?
Building of your body.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to get a little technical here, but proteins have one purpose and one purpose alone. That's to repair cells. So you go do an activity, working out, playing golf, playing baseball, playing tennis, running, exercising, playing tag, playing brisk, playing whatever you're playing. You're doing any physical activity. What's happening to your muscle tissues? They're breaking down. So if we eat this, that'll repair it. Any of this stuff will repair it. Pretty simple, right? Now what if you don't have any of this in your system? What's the body going to do? You'll be sore. So you won't repair. You'll feel sore. Will you have energy?
No.
Your body will actually look for another place to get proteins. The only place to get proteins in the body is muscle tissue. Because think about it. If you're eating a steak, what part of the cow is that? Is that the fat part of the cow or is that the muscle part of the cow? Is it the bone part of the cow? Is it the water? What is it? So you are what you eat. You've heard that before? Kind of crazy, right? If you're actually eating something that's muscle, right? There's actually a fish called mussels, right? You're eating mussels, right? Fish with scallops or something. So the fish is actually the whole muscle. You're eating the muscle. So the muscle is the protein. If you don't have it, your body doesn't care. You can't reason with it. You can't say, you know what, today I don't want you to eat my muscle tissue. It's going to eat your muscle tissue. So either you provide it proteins, or it's going to steal proteins from your body. your choice. So let's take this for example. You don't have breakfast, you don't have lunch, and you go out and play golf at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You exercise, are you going to be fatigued?
Yeah.
Your body will actually start eating itself to kind of make sure you still survive out there. So now you've lost muscle mass, you're going to get tired, you're trying to use your body to perform, and yet it's trying to eat itself. Is that a problem? A little bit, right? Okay, so that's the purpose for proteins. So far, so good? Okay, so we could draw a line here in red. The purpose for protein is what? Repair. That's it. Now, it repairs eyes, hair, nails, skin, muscles, organs. Everything of the human body is repaired by proteins. Okay? These proteins break down into amino acids. You guys heard that term before? You have? Okay. Biology, right? So I don't want to get too technical here, but proteins break down into amino acids. That's how they get into the bloodstream. So you have a fish, you ate it, your body did this to it, it broke it down, went through the intestinal tract, got into your bloodstream, right? It's not going to go into the bloodstream as a fish or the protein. It's going to go in as an amino acid. That requires energy. To break something down, if you're going to take wood, a tree, and break it down, it requires energy, right? You're breaking down protein into amino acids. The energy source is going to be carbs and fats. So, if you eat oatmeal, you're going to have energy. If you eat candy, you're going to have energy. If you eat mini wheats, pasta, rice, french fries, you're going to feel good. You're going to have energy. Ready to take on the world? Good. The first thing the body needs to do is break down proteins into amino acids, and it's going to use this. So if you don't give it this, it's going to pull it off your skin. You have fat stored on your body all over. A little bit, not big amounts, but a little bit all over. If you don't give it carbs and fats, it's going to pull from your body. But if you give it too much, what's it going to do with too much fats, too much carbs? Store it as where? On your skin, all over your skin. Okay? In men, it tends to stay in the stomach, and women, it kind of tends to stay in the thighs. That's kind of where genetically we're all designed to go. So, you have to have a balance of protein, and a balance of carbohydrates, and a balance of fats. So, James ate what this morning?
4 eggs.
4 eggs. Do you have any carbohydrates with that? You had proteins and you had fats, because you had fats in the
Oh, I
yolks.
had half a cup of oatmeal.
You had a half cup of oatmeal, so that was a balanced diet. He had all 3 of the food groups. That's why he's hungry. So now, where do we fit these guys in? Huh? What's the purpose for vegetables? Anybody? Do energies have a lot of energy? No? Could you eat a lot of vegetables? Salads are huge, aren't they? But they're very low caloric. They give you very little energy. But there's a purpose for it. You have your digestive tract, right? You put it in your stomach, goes through your intestines, come out this back door, right? It's kind of doing this the whole time and cleaning out your tract. So your whole intestinal tract is getting cleaned by all the roughage, all this stuff. You can't break it down. So you're going to burn more calories eating this stuff, cleaning your pipes out, making that food become more powerful. So if you were all clogged up with poop, the food couldn't get in there. This cleans you out. That's why you need to eat that. So if you added some spinach into that omelet this morning, you would have had all 4. So this doesn't give you anything as far as energy goes. It actually takes more energy out of the system. It's a negative calorie. So if you ate all the spinach you wanted to, you'd basically be so clean inside for the proteins to work. Get to the muscles, grow, play golf, be strong. Any questions so far? Does that make sense? Yes? No? Did I lose anybody? Okay. So when you're going to go play golf, what do you need to eat first thing in the morning? At least 3. 3 or 4. Okay. Who would have a problem with eating eggs with oatmeal, with maybe a slice of cheese, and some spinach in the eggs? Who would have a problem with that? What don't you like about that?
I don't like oatmeal.
You don't like oatmeal. What if we gave you some mini wheats instead? You'd be happy. Could you design something here to eat? What did you eat at lunch today?
fruit, chicken,
You had chicken? You had chicken?
yeah,
You had fruit?
yeah,
You had,
water, and that
No,
was
you
it.
didn't.
you have any salad?
Quit lying.
No. You would say?
What did you have?
I didn't have
Okay.
some. Chicken, french fries, and fruit.
Chicken, french fries, and fruit. So you had double the carbs. You had 2 servings of carbs, right? Okay. The idea is to kind of have one of everything, one kind of serving of everything. Because not only do you need to have enough carbohydrates to break down the chicken, you need to have enough to fuel the next activity. Yes?
What category do cookies fall in?
Cookies are carbohydrates with fats. Depends what kind of cookie it is. Usually if you have a ton of butter or a ton of sugar in it, they're kind of both up there pretty high in fats and carbs. Yes, ma'am?
What those protein bars, those bars that say they're
Good question.
adding extra protein?
Now, the protein bar is already broken down proteins, right? It's not a live food, it was never alive. It was broken down, so it's pre-digested. So your body doesn't have to do this to break down the actual beef into the amino acids. It's kind of already hurried along the first 3/4 of that process, right? So it's beneficial to eat in a pinch. I know James loves eating protein bars. They're good.
No,
They're gross.
I mean like, eat how much you eat.
Oh, that's
of them.
different. In a pinch, they're okay. It's not a dietary staple that you have to work around. So let's say you're eating 3 meals a day, and you're gonna have 2 snacks in between. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, a snack in the mid-morning, snack in the mid-afternoon. And you were to have a protein bar. Fine. You're gonna have 5 protein bars a day, no. So as a supplement in between meals, absolutely, totally okay. Because it's a fast protein, gets in quickly. Beef is, anything that has fats in it is a slow protein, so it's gonna take a while to get in. But that's pre-digested, so it kind of sits in the slot right. So it's a tool, yes.
Same theory behind what you have with them?
Yes, it's even further broken down. Because it's usually cleaner. It's not flat in the process, cooked, baked, added with other stuff to make it go through the processing line. So the closer you can get to foods that are real, that you see in the produce market, get in the fish department, get in the meat market, better off. Things that are processed, yes, that's more convenient. But there's something nobody mentioned here as far as a protein that's very easy. Anybody heard of Greek yogurt? Oh, I love that. Who likes Greek yogurt? Easy, fast, convenient. You can take it with you. It was actually alive. It's kind of still alive because it has good bacteria in it.
So that goes in the protein?
That's definitely the protein. Greek yogurt. Another one is cottage cheese. Who likes that? Anyone? No one likes cottage cheese? Wow, but you like yogurt. Fine. Not a problem. All right, so, any questions there? All right, so I got some things in here. Now, how much is the question, the next question, how many proteins do we need to eat? Anybody have an idea? Can you read that label for me and tell me how many grams of protein are in there? How many servings? 24 grams of protein in a can of tuna. Okay. Let's see, we'll just take 2. 24 grams. Okay. Mixed nuts. Who likes mixed nuts? You do. How many grams of fats are in mixed nuts? How many? 8?
That is 15 grams.
Mixed nuts. 15 grams.
That times 15.
Servings in the whole container. You're not going to eat a whole box of that. Just wanted that. All right. Let's see what else we have. White rice. How many grams of carbohydrates in there? 40 grams. 40 grams. How much fat in there? 2.5. Negligible. Nothing really. How much protein in there? 4 grams. How much fat in yours? 10 grams. How much carbohydrates? 0 grams. Why? It's protein. It can have fats in it, but it won't have protein. How proteins?
6 grams.
6 grams. How much? How many carbs? How much? Any sugars? Anybody eat these?
So good.
Are they? What's the nutritional value? How many proteins? Does everybody know what he's holding up? Want to hold it up for him?
0. 0 grams.
0 grams of protein.
Yeah.
How many grams of fats?
0.
0 grams of fat. So far we have no protein, nothing to repair. We have nothing to slow down the repair process. Fats slow things down. What do we have for sugars?
Sugar's 13 grams.
13 grams of sugar for how many units?
I think it says 11.
So if you ate 11 pieces, you're going to get 13 grams of sugar. So more than 1 gram of sugar per piece. And you could kill that whole box, couldn't you?
Yeah.
How many in that box? How many servings?
13 pieces per serving.
Oh,
How many
13.
servings?
Oh, and 11 servings.
So 11 times 11 is 121. So you'd be eating 121 grams of sugar with no proteins, no fats. So what's that going to do to your hyperactivity? Is it going to make you more hyper or less hyper?
For a little while.
And then what's going to happen?
Crash.
Crash. Exactly. So is there any steady energy in that?
I don't want to have one.
Snickers bar. How much protein in a Snickers bar? Because they say that's good, right? Satisfied. Right, yeah. That's chocolate.
4 grams.
4 grams of protein. How many carbs? Tough to read. Might be on the green label there. No? Yes, sir. It's got 27 grams of sugar. And it has a total of 33 grams of carbs. And then as far as fats go, it's got 12 grams of fats. So is this a protein, a carb, or a fat? It's definitely a carb with a lot of fat. Right? So, how much protein do we need to eat? You have a question? How much protein do we need to eat? For adults, speak to adults first. For normal human beings, not a athletic person, not a bodybuilder, just a normal person, 1 gram per pound of body weight is how much protein you should eat.
Per day?
Per day, every day. So, person weighs 120 pounds, they should eat 1 gram per pound a day, they should eat 120 grams per day, every day. So, what would that be? Let's say you have 3 meals a day, you have 40 grams per meal. What is that? That's 6 ounces of chicken, 4 ounces of chicken roughly, 4 to 6 ounces of chicken 3 times a day. So if you had 4 eggs in the morning, you had a chicken salad in lunch, and you had a little steak in the evening, that would be 120 grams. So for kids, I like to kind of go, anybody under the age of 18, 15 to 18 area, kind of where we're all at, with a few exceptions. Right? How old are you guys?
15.
Okay. How old are you? 10? Okay. We're looking at 3/4 of a gram per pound of body weight, roughly. So how much do you weigh?
120.
120. So you need 90 grams of protein a day. So if you ate 30 grams 3 times a day, would that be hard? No. Would I care if it was chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not right now. Not right now. Chicken nuggets count. I'm okay with chicken nuggets. I don't care. Why? Because your metabolism is through the roof. You're going to burn it off. You're not going to get cholesterol issues. You're not going to have heart attacks. You're able to do it. If anybody's able to get away with food right now, it's these kids.
Yeah.
Not us. Not the older adults. You guys, look at what you're eating now. You're not eating. You're eating that whole thing. And it doesn't. And you're still taller than me. So guess what? Your body repaired. I'll tell you what my diet was as a kid. I ate twice a day. I'd have a Lender's bagel that was frozen in the morning by itself, and I'd have some ice cream at night. That was pretty much my entire diet from age 12 to 18. And that's why I'm still 5'5". If you guys want to grow taller, you need to have more protein. Why? Because I didn't know this yet. That's why I figured this out. Yeah, I should have figured it out earlier. Okay. Right, so this, right, good. Carbohydrates. How many carbs does a person need? Need being the key word. Anybody want to take a guess? It's either 0 or more, right?
More.
More. No, wrong. 0. There is no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. Your cavemen days did not kill a deer, eat the deer, and then go into the field and grab some wheat and make a little meal and kind of eat the oats. No, they just killed the deer and ate the deer. That was the meal. Because animals have proteins and they have fats in it. Steak, it's a fatty protein. Tilapia fish is a very lean protein. So there's no essential carbohydrate on the planet. You don't need to have a carbohydrate. You don't need to have a bottle cap or the whole box. Your body will survive without it. There are such things as essential fatty acids, essential fats. Those are the avocados. Those are the olive oils. Those are the yogurts, the Greek yogurts, all the good fats. Ice cream, you guys can have it, but you don't need it, the ice cream. So you can still have carbohydrates in your diet. I'm not saying you don't, but most average Americans above the age of 18, 3/4 gram per pound. 1.75 per pound of body weight per day. So if you weigh 120 pounds, it's going to be 90 grams of carbs a day. Not a lot. It's more than that. It's less than that, rather. That is more in that box than what you would need to eat all day. Yeah. Fats. Essential fatty acids, about 50%. About half a gram per pound of body weight. So for adults, it goes 1, 3/4, and half. For kids, you can just knock the numbers down just slightly, by about a third. So as parents, you guys are the ones who are feeding our kids. Absolutely. Make sure that the take home here is that make sure that you eat protein and everything's based around the protein groups. So if you have a choice to eat something, make sure you have the protein, and then you can add the carb, you can add the fat to it, but you need to have the protein first. Because if you don't have it, you're not getting it from anywhere else. So, getting to golf. You guys want to be performance athletes, right? You guys want to play to your optimum? Do you want to have low energy or high energy before you play golf? High. So how are we going to trick the body to have high energy? What if we could trick the body to have high energy for golf? Would that be useful?
Yeah.
Okay, great. What I'm about to tell you is called carb loading or fat loading. Ready for this?
Yeah.
What day is your next tournament?
Next weekend. Which would
Sean's,
be
Sean's a tennis player.
Okay. When's your next tournament? What day of the week?
Friday.
Friday, thank you. Friday. Thursday? Wednesday? Today's Wednesday, right?
Tuesday.
Okay. So, here's your tournament. You're playing racket sport?
Yes.
That's as good as I can get on a racket. Okay? Sorry. Tuesday. So, what if you ate, go back Saturday, Sunday, you ate the exact same amount of food each day here? The entire day. Would you feel any different on this day? Would you have more energy or less energy than any one of these other days? What's that?
What did you already eat?
You already ate.
Okay.
Everything you ate on Monday, you ate the same thing on Tuesday, same thing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it came Saturday. Would you have the exact same amount of energy on Saturday as you did all the other days? Would you have more, or would you have less of the same? Same, yeah. So what if we ate the same amount of food on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but on Thursday we spiked the food and you ate double the amount? How much more energy would you have this day? Double the amount, right? There's a little trick the body has that goes back to our caveman days. If the body doesn't think it's having food, it goes into hoarding mode. It's going to hold double the amount of food it could. So if you do this by design for a tournament and pig out the night before the tournament, provided you haven't pigged out every day before, so that doesn't count, and you super load this day, have ice cream, have pizza, have cookies, have whatever you want, the next day you're going to feel like Superman or Superwoman. Anybody, does that make sense? Yeah?
Why? Because your body doesn't need the same food.
It just says, oh my God, you've been feeding me the same, what am I going to do with all this excess? I'm going to fuel up, put it in the liver, and just go tomorrow. You can have all the energy in the world. If you doubt it, try the opposite. eat the same food each day, and then this day, eat half as much. You're gonna feel horrible on the golf course, on the tennis court. Yes?
Is the window of time the day before? What is the day of? Like you're tournament, you're playing, you have an activity in the afternoon.
Yeah. The way energy is dispensed from the body, it stores in the liver. First, all energy goes to the brain first, because that's got to keep the function going. So the hierarchy chart. Everything goes to the brain first, then it goes to the muscle cells, and anything left over goes into the liver. That's kind of the hierarchy chart. But what we're doing the night before is fueling the liver, and it kind of dispenses it very gradually. It depends on how much muscle the person has as well. If you have a 300-pound bodybuilder, he's going to need to carb up for about 4 days. For a 120-pound kid, that's what it should do. So, it's a tool that you can use to get the best performance out of your kid. Now, this also applies, you guys are not going to like to hear this, but this also applies to homework, schoolwork. If you're not fed and you're trying to take a test, it's not going to happen. If you're not fed and you have the SATs, you guys have the SATs there? Yeah, it's coming up this year, next year. Next year, sorry to hear that. Make sure that they're fed on the day before. The day before. It takes time to get into the bloodstream. Remember, everybody remember Thanksgiving after eating that big meal, what happened next? You fell asleep. So you don't want to overload the system the day of. Just go to normal food intake.
It's like turkey has something that makes you fall asleep.
Tryptophan, but it's more the carbohydrates that make you sleep. But people like citrus. Cool liver. So, who wants to try that next time they go play golf? It's a thing you got to use sparingly, because the body will go to a normal level. It understands what normal is, kind of baseline like this. So if you spike it, it'll kind of has to find a way back down to it. You just want to make sure the tournament is right there.
How much more are we talking about? Something double the calories?
Double one meal.
Double one.
So let's say the amount of calories in a normal meal are 300. So you have an ice cream after, you have a slice of pizza after, you bump it up to 6. You don't go to 20. You don't go to 20,000 calories a day.
I know a couple of guys have to leave.
Okay.
Who's got to go?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Brian, the mom's here too.